3 of Tuka Says Tuka. Tuka is, he's became its crown. He's the crown jewels of, he's the crown jewel of Maratha poetry. Bukari. Yeah. This poem had finished up in part 2, but it's pretty good to arrange words in some order. It's not the same thing as the inner poise that's poetry. The truth of poetry is the truth of being. It's an experience of truth. No ornaments to survive a crucible. Fire reveals only molten gold. It says Tuka, we are here to reveal. We do not waste words. He doesn't like to waste them. This is on being human. Much hallowed by a life full of hardships, I stalled like a stubborn bullock that's had enough of whipping and twisting of the tail. While pulling a hard plow, I just dropped out and stayed still. He dropped out. He's like a dropout. Finally, my devotion to this God. The fact is, it's a habit I inherited from my father. You see, this deity's worship runs in the family. It's no big deal, says Tuka. Don't mistake it for extraordinary bhakti. We're reading selected poems. Here he says Tuka, it's best to give up all hope and leave all this where is as is. My goodness. He just gave up. Does this one have a star? These are the starred poems. Good for me, God, I am broke. Good that this famine made it worse. Suffering made me think of you, and I vomited this world. Good for me, Lord, my wife's a shrew. Good that I've stripped in public view. I am blessed that the whole world insults me. Thank you, I've lost all property. How nice it feels to be without any shame. What a relief. Now I'm all yours. Good that I rebuilt your ruined shrine instead of salvaging my shattered house. Home, says Tuka. I'm glad I fasted on your day. Starving has kept me stark awake. I guess it keeps you awake when you're starving. This is advice to an angry wife. Pandurang, the major collector of revenue, gives us our share of what we reap. He asks us to repay 70% of what we owed in the past, and we are so far cleared only 10%. Sitting on a cot in our living room, he points out, I had all our possessions, the store bin, the pots, the pans, the cattle we own. If I bargain and argue with him, he keeps his cool. He says, just pay up all your dues, and what you reap will be all yours. Says Tuka, my dear wife, what should I do? I don't know where to hide without paying my due. This 70%, is that 70% is karma and 25% is free will? What is that? Advice to an angry wife. What gives me the strength to spurn all bodily pleasure? Women, you have become blind to the great fact. Look at me, my hunger and my thirst has been stilled. My disquietude has been calmed at its origin. The wealth that people prize more than their life makes less sense to me than a piece of gravel. All good people are my kin, and my love of companionship equals my love of solitude. Being one with all is being beyond all bounds, says Tuka. Penquin is with us to enjoy and to suffer. I am bankrupt and God is ruined. This is no time for eloquence. One has to probe one's mind. I've wound up my business, says Duke of God. Just let me sit where I am. Cannot give up food, I cannot withdraw to the woods. Therefore, Narayana, I seek solace in you. I have no right to read or write, says Tuka. I have only lived a little, and it's all still a puzzle. He still seems to be puzzled by the whole thing. Therefore, O generous one, I appeal to you alone. Only you can satisfy my monstrous hunger with a morsel of your mercy. The image of Vitrutuba Ohari, level-eyed, even-footed, symmetrically stanced on the brick,